Howdy. Well, I'm trying to get out super early this morning, or earlier for me, and it's already super warm. It's about 30 degrees, which means the storm's rolling in. And in the winter, you tend to follow where the good running snow is. So I'm back here where I was yesterday for the marathon tips video, but following the good snow. Got my Salomon S-Lab soft grounds. They're getting worn, but I thought they'd be a good choice today because hopefully I'm gonna have snow throughout the entire run. Ooh, and there goes a baldy. Here comes a bald eagle right towards us, maybe. He's going out, he's going away, he's gonna go in a tree. Which brings me to part of today's adventure, is that yesterday I ran into a mountain lion kill, and one of my goals is to see a mountain lion this year while I'm running. So I want to go investigate the mountain lion kill a little bit more, kind of learn more from it. Typically they really destroy their kill and then drag it and bury it. So I'm going to see if I can find it. When I came back yesterday, I noticed there was a kill on the other side of the trail, which I think is separate from this kill. But I want to check it out. We're going to check it out, and that's where that bald eagle was just flying from, is that the kill as we're running up this trail is going to be on the left, and there's eagles, ravens kind of just munching on the kill, which makes me believe it's not the mountain lion kill, because I don't think the mountain lion would leave it just like that without being there and kind of keeping guard of the kill. So let's head up the trail, and we're gonna stop at the kill and see what we can find. So let's go. Okay, coming up on the kill. It's gonna be up on this side, and I thought we'd come upon a bunch of birds flying away, but it's only a few meadowlarks up there, and I'm trying to see kind of an access point. But you can see the kill right up on alongside the road. This is where you can see where the bird just flew from. But this is where the GoPro is pretty worthless, getting these long distance. But there's the kill alongside the road, or the trail, right in there, right just below the fence line. It looks pretty munched on. I can see rib, I can see blood, I can see brown. The birds have done a pretty good job on it, which makes me believe, since there's no birds right now, that they've pretty much devoured it. So well, let's go up to the kill, and I'm gonna go over to the backside and see what I can find, to see if there's a different kill over there. So let's keep moving on. Nice warm up before we get to the road for my run. Okay, and then here's our mountain lion kill. And you can see just fur everywhere. I think it's a mule deer. And you can see where the mountain lion dragged it. Other people have kind of been here, maybe checking it out. But I'm just gonna look over the ravine. There's our mountain lion track right there. And so it must have killed it and dragged it right down. There's a Snake River, pretty steep ravine, not very good snow. So I'm gonna hang here, but I bet at one point the mountain lion just took it down there and buried it, hung out for a couple days, having a nice meal. Pretty cool. Well, the wind's picking up, the storm's blowing in, and I'm gonna get my run in, and we're gonna do some coaching tips as we get into it. I'm gonna get a little warm here, get warmed up, and we'll get into some coaching tips. So Let's hit it. Gonna head down to the road for some snow, nice snow. Looks like I had a good choice with my Solomon S Labs today. And I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. It's really great conditions today. A couple more hours, it's gonna be too warm and too loose, but great decision with the Solomon S Lab. I'm doing just a nice, strong endurance effort today, and they're just really perfect for this. I got enough tread left to have enough traction with the good snow conditions, and just winter running's awesome. So it's just perfect. Have a tailwind coming back, and we're gonna stop up here and go over some coaching tips. All right, 6 miles in the bag. Did 6 miles steady at my strength endurance wattage. So just nice and steady, rolling terrain. Pushed the downhills a little bit to keep my watts up, and kind of just relaxed on the uphills to not take my watts too high and make it too difficult. So, all right, thought it was time for a picnic. Shows you how much snow we get. Let's see if I can find, oh, nice. Very good. Down there's home. About 3 miles. Anyways, at the start of the video, I mentioned my goal is to see a mountain lion. And I've had this goal for several years now, and I just love wildlife, and I love learning about wildlife, and I love living where I do because wildlife is so accessible. But I often will see mountain lion tracks, but I've never seen one. And I'm kind of, one of my new hobbies is photography. So I want to see a mountain lion. I want to photograph a mountain lion. So that's my goal. And this is a cheesy segue into what I want to talk about today, and it's goals. And we all know how important goals are, and we all have them, hopefully. But I think there's a step that's missing. And oftentimes we'll think, okay, what are our goals for this year? Hey, I want to Boston qualify this year. Or, hey, I want to qualify for Western States Ultra. Or I want to get into UTMB. Whatever it is, we kind of maybe think season to season. And I want to challenge us to think more long-term. And maybe more importantly, to almost create a mission for yourself. You know, when we're gotten out of high school or college and we're looking for that career job, and we're often going into an interview and say, hey, what do you want to be in 5 years? But let's take that question to our running. What do you want to be as a runner? I asked myself that as far as being a coach 20 years ago when I decided to become a coach. And the hurdle that happens is that oftentimes when we start thinking long-term, or thinking goals in general, of thinking big, thinking beyond what I call the cool impossible, of something we don't think we can do, we then start thinking about, okay, well, yeah, I would like to achieve that, but I don't know if I can, which is a great way to think. But then you start thinking, well, what will happen if I try to do that? And we start thinking about the outcome way before you're even close to the outcome. And more importantly, it's impossible to know the outcome until you've achieved that. And that, again, that's the cool impossible, okay? It's the cool things that happen along the way. So I want to challenge you guys today to start thinking about long-term mission for your running. hopefully if you're watching this video, running is very important to you, and we can make that a lifelong mission. When I decided to become a coach, part of that creative process was to quit my job. I quit it, and without another job. And if I thought about, okay, what happens if I quit my job? What's going to happen? Well, I didn't focus on that. I focused on, this is what I want to be. I want to be a coach. I want to be a coach to runners and athletes. And that was part of the creative process that helped me along my Cool Impossible and becoming the coach I am today. I've been coaching 20 years full time now, and I just quit my job. But if I would have thought about, okay, if I quit my job, how am I going to make money? How am I going to make this work? All that stuff stops us. And the need for us to want to know what's going to happen way before it's even possible to know what's going to happen is the hurdle. Okay, so I want to leave this video with, start thinking about what your mission is as a runner. Who do you want to be as a runner? What do you want to be as a runner? And what does that look like? And maybe it's just a vision in your head of what that looks like, and then all the small goals along the way of Boston qualifying, where to have you, leads up to you living the life you want to live as a runner and living that mission. Just like I chose that day to quit my job and become a coach. It was a decision that happened that day. And when I made that decision, I was a coach. I was the coach I wanted to be. So automatically, I was the person I wanted to be. And we can do that with our running. So here's the challenge. Start thinking this way. Start visualizing in your head what you want to be. Look back 30 years from now and see yourself as being the runner you want to be. And start asking yourself, do I want to create this? Or am I too worried about what might happen if I go for this? And start to notice how we as humans, it's natural for us to start to think about what's going to happen and therefore not do it. We want to know what's going to happen, and it's impossible to know. So just start living that mission and ask your question to yourself. Do I want to keep creating, or is the need to know stopping me? And I'm going to stop there. All right. The mountain lion's out there somewhere, and I'm going to find him or her. All right, my cool down. Thanks for watching as always. I really appreciate all you guys following along, and leave questions. And all the YouTube vloggers, all the creators out there, say, hey, subscribe. Put the notifications, like it. I say, hey, don't do all that. You don't want your competitors to hear all this. Okay, keep it to yourself. Don't pass this along, okay? Let it be part of your mission. All right, demand the impossible. All right, let's see if we can spook some birds up here on the deer kill. See if we can see that bald eagle if he came back. Shh. There's some ravens. No baldies. Ravens are one of the smartest birds out there. Maybe the kill was still frozen earlier, and that's why the birds weren't here. And there's the kill. Yeah, they've been munching on it more. I bet that's what happened. It was, the kill was still frozen, so they couldn't peck at it. It's warmed up. All right, adios.